What's up everybody, we're back. Now in this video we're going to be going over this really interesting leak, possibly by Walmart, listing a ton of games including Metroid Prime 4 and a bunch of other stuff we can go over, and I'm going to give you my impressions, the pluses and minuses of the Nintendo Switch online service, and we will get into all that stuff in this video. So let's get started. Now first of all, we're going to talk about the exciting information here, of course, with E3 coming up. Things like this are popping up left and right.
You waited, soldier.
So as E3 approaches, a lot of retailers are getting their information in their databases to put for games that are going to be released that you could pre-order and future planning and whatnot for these stores. Stores like GameStop, Target, Best Buy, and Walmart. Now Walmart of Canada had a listing of a bunch of games, a ton of games that just were put up today, and I do believe a lot of these were taken down since then. And this was captured via Wario64 on Twitter. He posted the pictures online, and if you follow him, you know that he's very good at finding this kind of information. So as you can see, there's just a lot of games here listed, and no doubt this is something preparing for E3 if this is true. So there's a ton of games here, and obviously we're not going to go over all of them. Some notables are Beyond Good and Evil 2, Splinter Cell, Gears of War 5, Rage 2, Forza Horizon 5, which is obviously a typo, most likely they mean Forza Horizon 4. Final Fantasy 7 Remake is on there, and of course Super Smash Bros. And Metroid Prime 4 for the Nintendo Switch. Now Metroid Prime 4 is the big one there for Nintendo fans, and for of course myself. I'm a huge Metroid fan and a huge fan of the Metroid Prime series. Now we just went over that rumor a couple days ago about all that stuff coming out for the Nintendo Switch for E3, and I wanted to clarify something on that rumor. The original poster that posted that information was not the user by name of LazyMan. LazyMan actually copied that information from the original poster on 4chan who posted that entire rumor, and that poster on 4chan is the guy who got the May 7th date correct, and not LazyMan. So LazyMan came forward and said that he was a fake, but that's where the information got confusing, because the original poster said that, hey, his information is accurate and he was the original poster. So take that for what you will, if you want to believe it or not, but that was quite an interesting and detailed rumor list that was discussed. So if this retail listing is accurate, this could very well mean that we will be seeing Metroid Prime 4 at E3 for the Nintendo Switch, and this is a pre-order listing. This could mean that Nintendo has a release date going to be targeted for this game. On the Nintendo investors meeting, they listed TBA as the Metroid Prime release date. They don't have an official year for the game to be released yet. My guess would be 2019 would be the soonest they would release Metroid Prime 4, but if you could pre-order it after E3, they may very well be putting that release year date on that game. So usually when Nintendo does that, that means they're going to be showing either a new trailer for the game or gameplay, or who knows what else for Metroid Prime 4. So personally, I'm excited to see this game at E3. This looks like it's going to happen. We're going to see something on Metroid Prime 4, and that is really, really exciting, because I can't wait to see that game and possibly get my hands on the game to play it, just like I said in the other video. So look forward to that, and of course Smash Brothers, that's a given, and all these other games too that are going to be shown as well. It should be very interesting to see all these games at E3 if they do all come to be shown at the big show. So moving on from that, Nintendo had their online announcement the other day, and of course everyone has their side. They picked a side. Oh my gosh, we hate it, we love it, it's okay, it's not that okay. So first of all, in regards to the whole virtual console naming thing, and as far as the virtual console is dead now and all these things, hey, Nintendo fans expected a virtual console, because guess what? They were kind of sort of promised a virtual console by Nintendo themselves. Whether Nintendo wants to deny it or not, they did say the words virtual console in relation to the Nintendo Switch. Take a look.
It's going to be a subscription service. What that means is that we're going to have a range of benefits, and then you'll pay a monthly or annual fee. Obviously, you'll have the matchmaking, you'll have a lobby that you'll be able to get together with your friends before you play the games. We also highlighted that there's going to be some virtual console content that we'll make available as part of that overall service.
So you cooked up a story and dropped the 6 of us in a meat grinder. What happened to you, Dylan? You used to be somebody I could trust.
There you have it. The Virtual Console means that you have games there to purchase separately, and that's what was seemingly hinted at right around when the Switch was being released in early 2017. So of course fans thought they were going to be getting a Virtual Console sooner or later because Nintendo said so. Even though Nintendo said, hey, later, we never said Virtual Console. Yes, you did. There's your proof. But yeah, besides that, moving on. What's my opinion on it? My opinion on it is that for what they've shown so far, I'm not very impressed by it, to be honest with you, but I will give my pluses and minuses, my positives and my negatives about this online service with the classic games that Nintendo has planned. So here's a couple positives that I like about this online service. I like that Nintendo is providing these 20 games right off the bat for NES classics that you could play as soon as the service begins. I think that's very good, and it's a big improvement and change over what they originally said with having just one game available per month. I thought that was just ridiculous. So 20 games right off the bat with additional titles to be added later from the NES classic line is good. You can't really complain about that. And another thing that was desperately needed that I support 100%, of course, is backup saves via the cloud. That, of course, is very good, and that will be launching on this online service in September as well. So those are very good things that Nintendo has already lined up for this online service. Now, the things I don't like about it are a few things, and that would be the lack of communication from Nintendo about what we're going to be getting as far as SNES games, GameCube games, N64 games, whether or not we can purchase these separately in the future, and if these games are just going to be a rotating type of schedule kind of thing where they're going to be there for you to play for a little while and then they remove them after a few months, then replace them with other games to play. I think that's very important information to know, because if that is the case, which we're just assuming because we don't have the information yet again, then I think Nintendo really needs to have an option for you to purchase these games separately, individually on your account. They also didn't specify anything about if you remain on the service, if these games just continue to pile up and pile up. We really don't know if they do or not, so we're just left here to guess. But you gotta think when they start adding Nintendo 64 games, GameCube games, Super Nintendo games, the value of this starts to increase really, really big, but we simply don't know if that is going to be the case. They've only announced NES games right now. So I'm really hoping they do have a separate plan or a separate option to purchase perhaps N64, Super Nintendo games, GameCube games individually, especially because then that guarantees you that you will keep them for the life of your Nintendo Switch, at least, even if you don't want to join up on the online service, which obviously they want you to because they have those backup saves tied behind a paywall. So you will lose all your backup data if your Switch breaks if you don't have that service. Which is the other thing that really I don't like either, is that Nintendo is charging you to back up your saves, and that is the only option they're saying that is available. That would make them the only company that forces you to pay to back up their save files. And I know what you're going to say, hey, Sony does that with PSN, they charge you to do the cloud saving. Yeah, they do. However, they also offer a physical backup local option through USB drive or to your PC that you can back up your saves for free. Xbox Live offers all their users backup storage via the cloud for free. So Nintendo's the only company that is charging their consumers a price to back up their save data when that should be a given that you have that option for free. And another thing I don't like, of course, is that they're charging the consumer online fees to play online starting when the service begins for games like Mario Kart 8, ARMS, Splatoon 2, and the multiplayer games that have already been released for over a year back in 2017. They're going to now start to charge the consumer to play those games online. They're going to start to charge. And yes, I know very clearly that they said this. I know that this was their plan. It doesn't mean that I agree with that plan, and I don't think that's very consumer friendly. Hey guys, we told you we're going to charge for this anyway, so too bad, we're going to charge you now. I hope you enjoyed your free online for a year. Now you got to pay that fee. Granted, $20 a year is not that much, it's pretty cheap, but just the fact that they're charging you now to play those games that were already released doesn't say much for what Nintendo thinks of their consumer loyalty. People that purchased almost 10 million copies of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that's not a very nice way to treat those customers. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $10, $20. Charging anything to play online after that's already been free, for that game especially, I don't agree with at all. And yes, I know it's fully accepted with fans that you charge a yearly fee for PSN, Xbox Live, play these games online. Yes, I totally understand that, but they had those plans on day one. So my request would be to just let the previous releases that were free to start with just continue to be free, and let the new releases that start on the new online service for Nintendo to begin on that day as they're released to be charged with that online fee. You see, that makes sense. And that shows respect and care to your consumer loyalty that already has been established for everyone that purchased the Switch and everyone that purchased those games already. It's not the customer's fault that Nintendo waited a year and a half to introduce their online service. That's Nintendo's fault. So the customer shouldn't be punished later on to have to start to pay online for those games that they already were free. And obviously, I don't really have a problem with paying $20 a year going forward for new games. It's just those past games, come on, that's just kind of silly. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section about all these things. Are you excited about Metroid Prime 4 being at E3? How about all these other games you listed as well? Are you excited about all those to be seen at E3? And are you going to E3? Maybe you'll be there, maybe I'll see you there. We could play some of these games together. We'll have to see about that. Also, what do you think about Nintendo's online service plans? What do you think about these classic games? What do you think about being charged for, say, backups when Nintendo is the only company that's doing that? Let me know your thoughts on all these things. And if you think it's wonderful and great, let me know why. And if you think it's awful, let me know why in the comment section. But yeah, a lot of information to talk about. It's an exciting time and we got a lot of things to look forward to and discuss. Alright guys, so if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter. And I'll talk to you very soon in the next video. Have a great day.